On this edition of the Troop, let's talk about what's going on after Christmas, right? Now, everyone basically went out and did their shopping, so on and so forth, and blah blah blah, right? And it's basically what it is: spend time with your family, make small chats, so on and so forth, right? Just turn on the local news today. It's just the same old crap, different story, second verse. I hate Trump, blah blah blah, and you're just sitting there going, okay, when is this gonna ever end? How much you guys hate this guy? I remember having a conversation with a family member, and I said this to him. I said, you know, you may not like Trump, but he's your president, okay? Sorry to say that. Now, there's a lot of flaws about that man. I will admit that he has a shit ton of flaws, just being who he is, right? And he basically said, anyone but Trump. And I said, well, you have to be careful with that word. Anyone but Trump? Okay. And I said, look, you have to pick a candidate that is a libertarian, an independent, or blue dog Democrat, okay, in your party. One or the other. Someone actually that says, hey, look, I believe in, the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, all those things that basically our Constitution gives us. But also at the same time, I said, look, you need to find someone that's not A, insane, B, wants high taxes, or just flat out says that they are socialist, or a Marxist, or a communist. Okay? Those are the scary things. And I remember him saying this, going, well, we have those in our party. And I said, well, yeah. But it's very funny that you got a lot of young people that actually embrace those ideas, and you point out, going, "Hey, that idea has killed about 100 to 120 million people worldwide." It's not funny. Something not to even joke about these days. Is that you guys want to beat Trump? You have to get a legit candidate up there. I mean, my God. I mean, the Democratic Party was embracing, the porn lawyer for Stormy Daniels until basically it got shot down right after, well, allegations started flying that, hey, he beats the crap out of women. He's done. He's gone. You got Bernie Sanders and you got a bunch of other people where, in all honesty, it's kind of like just laughable. You sit there and go, okay, you want a 90% tax, you want to tax everyone to death, blah blah blah. That will stall the economy, stall the housing market, stall and keep stalling, and yeah, that's going to be really really great. And I just sit here and just kind of think about that more and more and more. Like, why do you guys want to embrace that idea of socialism? I asked this person that. His reaction was, he's like, well, I don't get that either. He's like, I truly don't get that mindset of why people want to embrace that idea. It's like, well, because they don't live in reality. Now I say, look, you could be a blue dog Democrat, you could be an independent, you could be a libertarian, conservative, Republican. I got no problem with you. But I said, when you have party members in your own party are embracing the idea of, say, socialism or communism, it doesn't work too well in the end. Just saying. It ends horribly. And you got people saying, well, look at the stock market, it's going down. And it's like, well, the thing about the stock market, it's horribly inflated. It has been for many, many years. It shut off way too fast under Trump. And now it just looks like it's kind of coming back, but I'm not getting my hopes up where, hey, we have a big day one day, we have a bad day the next day, and a good day the next day, and so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, so on, and it goes back and forth, right? That's how the market is. Nothing you can really do about it. But again, I sat there and said, why do people embrace the idea of socialism? That, you guys want free college, free medical care, free everything, and I said the last time I checked, not everyone can pay for that. It's kind of funny where someone like Bernie Sanders says out loud that, or people of his ilk, that, you can pay for everything. Well, these billionaires and millionaires, they can't do that, because once that money goes away, then who you have left? You have people that are middle class or poor, and that's it. And to me, it's just beyond funny how a party that embraces those ideas. And I sit here and say this, that the Republican Party is not even close to perfect. Not even freaking one bit of close to perfection. They're not even, okay? I'm conservative. I vote Republican. But also at the same time, I don't, believe everything they say. Okay, say we're gonna do this and this and this and this. Okay, do it then. But if you don't do it, then well, you're gonna get voted out of office. The Democratic Party is even worse. Okay, they yell and scream and say the most vulgar things toward people that are conservatives or independents or libertarians, and you sit there and say, wait a minute, you're gonna scream and yell at me because I don't think like you, and somehow I'm a bigot, and somehow I must be a xenophobe, or somehow I must hate everyone over here, and you're gonna judge me. That's how you guys lose people. And you lose people very fast. I mean, back in the day when I grew up, if you said you're a racist, that meant something. Back in the day. My dad's age, someone said, hey, you're a racist. And that's a big thing. Today, someone says you're a racist, you're like, okay, how am I a racist? The last time I checked, I date black girls, or Asians, or Mexican girls, or Hispanic girls, or Latin girls. But you're gonna judge me because I don't think like you. I said that, and he said, yeah, it's pretty flawed on both sides. I said, it is. But also at the same time, you can say that you hate this president, but he is your president, okay? I didn't like Obama. I didn't like the guy. You're going to say, whoa, because he was black? No, I didn't like his policies. I didn't like a lot of things that he was doing. But I said, look, he was our president. Now, if he failed, our country failed. The same thing can be said about Trump. If he fails, we fail. And that's just how the game is. I mean, anyone that says that politics is not a contact sport, you've never been in politics. It's very brutal and very nasty. That's just how it is, okay? But the thing is, I like having conversations with, family members, right? It's about everything, Especially when you can sit there and talk to them and pick their brain and see how they think, right? I told this person about what's going on, Seattle, and about, the stupid law about I-1639, about the stupid, rifle ban, or how to have to go for additional background checks, different background checks. And I told him about, hey, you can still buy handguns, shotguns, semi-automatic shotguns, bolt-action rifles, and pistol ARs. He got all quiet, and he said, what does this law do exactly? And I said, yeah, that's the point. And I said, it's kind of like a feel-good law, but in reality, it really doesn't do nicely dick. And I said, look, I may come off as a stupid, not college-educated person, because I never went to college, but again, I see the world as I see it. It's not that hard just to pay attention to things. It's not that hard to, ask a person a question, what do you think of like this and this? And you get one or two responses. You kind of get like a meteor, kind of like a medium response where, hey, I disagree with you and this is why, so on and so forth, see what you make the middle, or you get the far reaction. That's not good. But that's just my personal opinion. There are a lot of flaws in our country. Always have been, always will be. But I'd rather live here than anywhere else in the world. And someone say, oh, I want to live so-and-so. I want to live in this and that and blah, blah, blah. Well, a lot of these other countries that people want to live, they don't have a First Amendment right. You can be jailed for offensive speech or whatever. They don't have a constitution. We're the only country on the face of the earth that actually has a constitution, which means you can say the things that you want to say. You believe in the things you want to believe. You can own a firearm if you're not a convicted felon. but that's the way I just see things. Hope you guys have a great weekend. This is The Ugly Truth.